People are so weird. Like, have you ever met somebody who just perfectly embodies the character qualities of some of the worst villains and the most insufferable henchmen in all of storytelling, but only on a really microcosmic level? And I've noticed this more and more as I age. And it bothers me because these weasel people are so much more common than I ever thought. Like, they're your neighbors, they're your coworkers, they're your church members. Here's an example from high school, and this isn't like villainous or evil or anything, but it is certainly socially corrosive. Okay, I had a buddy, and he perpetually lied, right? And this guy had been to 16 of his grandfather's funerals by the time we were 19 years old, just to get out of doing stuff with us when he didn't feel like it. And like, he didn't lie about anything big. It was just the really small stuff, right? He would be telling the truth about something that was so unbelievably ridiculous you wouldn't believe him, but it was real. Well, anyways, his last name was Gable, and one time he was in the middle of a tall tale, actually, and I didn't mean anything by this, but I was like, "Oh boy, is this another Gable fable?" And when I say everybody in that room almost died of asphyxiation by laughter, I almost mean it. So, like, anyways, this one time, some glasses of mine went missing while we were all swimming, and everybody swore up and down they didn't know where they were. So tell me why. Couple weeks later, we're going to Gable's house, and when we walk into his room, they're sitting in plain view on his bedside table. And like, these were some knockoff Ray-Bans I picked up in the Philippines. I think the script even said like Rin Bay on it in the same font. Like, these were 100% mine. And he stole them. Who does that? It's like he wanted to get caught. Like, these fables were so easy to catch. I think he wanted to get caught. Last example I'll give of him is he was telling us one time about they were in Washington, D.C. touring the White House. And him and his brother were in like the Situation Room, or the White House press conference room. And Barack Obama had to make an emergency press conference. So they got kicked out at gunpoint by the Secret Service. And in the middle of telling this story, his brother walks into the room. And I'm like, "Hey, Jerry, remember when Barack Obama and the Secret Service kicked you out of the White House at gunpoint?" And he was like, "What are you talking about, bro? That never happened." Like, what's the advantage here exactly to make up stories like that? Like, what was supposed to happen? What's wrong with people? Okay, I think about it like this. We all grow up watching movies. We watch Star Wars, Braveheart, 300, all that. And movies are here to give us a guideline on how to act heroically in the world. Like, we all know the hero formula at this point. At what point does like a third of people on Earth watch these same movies and say, "Oh, I'm going to be like Smeagol. I think I'm going to be like the Scottish lords that betrayed William Wallace. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to be an abusive stepmother. I'm just going to be a piece of shit that everybody hates." Like, these people they do this and they don't even emulate like the real villains that you have respect for. They don't have any Darth Vader energy. They're just taking cues from like the hunchback guy who told the Persians about the Spartans in 300. Like, I can't even imagine this behavior. I can't imagine not trying to be as glorious as I could possibly be. What operating system are these people's brains on that they do this? Are they just stupid? Are they spiteful? Are they hateful? Like, I go through my whole life running mental calculations on if what I'm doing at the moment would be becoming of the main character in a good story. And like, this doesn't make me perfect or holier than thou. And I've done and said a lot of crappy things to people that I wish I could take back. But what it does is it makes me feel like a piece of human garbage when I catch myself doing this henchman behavior, right? Like, you don't have to be a piece of crap weirdo. Nobody's making anybody be a piece of crap weirdo. Like, I understand trauma and menopause, but I'm sorry, that's not an excuse. You can't just say, oh, geez, I'm traumatized, so I have to steal out of my neighbor's garage. You can't just say, oh, menopause, I have to call the police on the kids riding their bikes in the neighborhood past 10. Because everybody knows good guy behavior. And that ain't it. Like, what if Gandalf, after sending the hobbits to the prancing pony, called ice on them? It's just sick. Like, no one would like that. But if he did, I promise you there's a bunch of people you know in your life that would go do that exact same thing. They'd watch that and go, yeah, that's how I want to be. So are these people just broken? Like, do they need to be thrown in the social garbage? What possible good could come from acting like a little henchman? And, like, where do they even learn it? There's no social blueprint I can think of where being a treacherous little henchman has a happy ending. And it's not even like junkies and drug fiends doing it, like stealing your grandma's TV so they could get like a bag of heroin. These are normal, sober people that judge you. and you see them every day. How do we get so pitiful, bro? Like, did you know? I don't know if you're aware of this. Did you know that the power structure, the government, the elite, whatever you want to call them, and as much as you want to complain about them, did you know that the elite are reflections of the way normal citizens act? Like, people in the 1800s were like prudish and self-sufficient and severe. So presidents at the time would beat people with canes, they would duel, they would fight central banking. And what are we now? Like, what have the boomers reflected into the leadership? The pathological lying, self-interest at the cost of everyone else, Zionism, swinging, upside down pineapple swinging. Well, guess what? You're going to get Epstein Island, because of course you do. Like, when we hold ourselves to a standard, we are consenting that the people we elect to represent us can also live by that standard. Like, you can't be a fraudulent, self-absorbed piece of crap and then be surprised when your elected officials are insider trading. So we have to do better, bro. But I really don't know if we can. Like, we act as Gen Z, and I think I do have high hopes for us, but as Gen Z, we act like we're going to go fix everything the boomers did. But then you go look at the state of Gen Z and our behavior, and I really don't know if we will fix anything. Because, I mean, like, why would it not just get exponentially worse when you have people who've been gambling on Counter-Strike since they were 7, crypto bros, OnlyFans girls? Like, do you think it's going to get better when those people are picking our leaders? But I think we have to do better. We at least have to try. Because remember, nobody's making you be a piece of crap. No one's making you be a freak. We just do it for some reason. And I'll concede maybe it's the will of the collective unconscious, but I just can't accept that. Like, unless for some reason we're biologically incapable, I don't see why we couldn't just not be pieces of shit. Like, we could be respectful, pleasant, just, forceful when need be. Like, we could be professional. We're allowed to do that. No one's stopping you. No one's stopping me. No one's stopping us. I'll give one more anecdote on Gen Z from my personal life. And it strikes me the most because it's with one of my oldest, closest friends. But I had a buddy. He was in the same group as Gable Fable. And everyone trusted and liked this guy. Seemed like an innocent little dude. He wasn't imposing at all. Everyone kind of hung out at his place all the time watching YouTube and stuff. So all the guys just kind of let their girlfriends hang out at his parents' house because they knew he wasn't going to, like, make a pass at them, right? He's a little dude. Anyway, time goes on. And as we are aging, he's still presenting himself like it got to the point where it started clashing with me a little bit because he was still presenting himself as this silly little happy-go-lucky dude that we all liked and trusted. But when he was alone with the girls, he would relentlessly trash talk their boyfriends to them and act like it was just all it's so funny. Like my girlfriend at the time used to tutor his baby brother, and while she was tutoring his brother, he would go downstairs and he'd go, "You want to see these videos of John partying hard with these girls from years ago? Look, he's slapping their butt." Like he knew what he was doing. He was causing tension. He was in there trying to sow dissent. But luckily, she knew better, right? She was sharp, and she quit tutoring his brother, and she raised the alarm to me. And there was a falling out, but after the falling out, I was rethinking everything because this is like my best friend for years. I had to reconsider everything. We only hung out for like 11 years. And I realized that like I didn't notice it or I ignored it or I didn't want to notice it, but he did this with everybody. He was a treacherous little dude. He would go around asking you for money because he said his parents wouldn't give him any money. And it turns out he had like 10 grand in his account that his parents had hooked up for him. And like after it was all said and done, people still hung out with him. They just ignored it. And he just kept doing it. It's insane. So like what even causes this kind of thing? Like can you just knock somebody's block off so hard that it fixes it? Or is it like baked in from birth? Like, I don't know. But if you're a normal person, I have a call to action for you. Whether we like it or not, like we're going to have to pick up the slack for these freaks. Otherwise, we are going to end up in a timeline that is so much worse than the one that produced Epstein. Because say what you will about boomers. In a pure like measuring contest of vice and hedonism, we got them beat. Like we've been gambling and doing OnlyFans since we were like 18 and 1 minute years old. And that's going to manifest in the culture we create when we're in power. So like it's up to us to tip the scales if we can. I'll tell one more closing remark. I had a real good friend. Everyone loved him. Big, giant football guy, football star, got a good scholarship. He's popular. And he confided in me one time that he was a complete sociopath. And I didn't even know what to do with that information. It was just in the middle of a party. He's like, "John, I got to tell you something because you seem like someone I could tell this to." It's like, I don't feel any emotions for anybody. Family, friends, girlfriends. He's like, I feel nothing. But what he told me is that he knew from like watching movies and stuff, reading books, like how a good person should act. And he did his best to act that way. So like, it was weird that he told me that, but he got massive respect for just admitting it. Even if I didn't know if there was some ulterior motive to it. And there wasn't. So if you're one of these neurotic weirdos, let me know. Like, please, I would love to hear from you. If you're honest about it, let me know, like, genuinely, what is it that drives you? Like, what do you think you're going to get from it? Is it a thrill? Is it like a itch you can't scratch? Let me know, because I'm so curious. Like, you are people. Like, I talk all this crap. You're still people. You're just weird freaks that are deceptive and, like, it sabotage your friends. But I want to know, what are you thinking? Like, what makes you do that? Anyways, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.